No nuance November, but I'm gonna piss off some Christians.
There's not a single white person in the Bible.
Jesus was a brown radical leftist who fought to overturn his tyrannical government.
God is non-binary.
And you don't have to believe that they created the entire universe in order to have a relationship with them.
The US Constitution literally says that church and state are to be separate, yet Christianity is brought into politics all the time.
And if you make decisions solely based on your religion, you should not be in a place of power.
Eve was given logical, sound arguments to eat the apple, whereas Adam just ate it because it was offered to him.
Don't use God's name in vain doesn't only pertain to saying, oh my God, it also means using God's name to put other people down based on your own interpretation of what the Bible says.
Homophobia has absolutely no logic or reasoning.
The way a lot of Christians are obsessed over the US flag is idolization.
Hell is a metaphor.
Satanism is rooted in good morals.
Abortion is not murder.
Jesus was most likely queer.
Trump uses the Bible and Christianity as props to get you on his side.
And speaking of Trump, why do you idolize him? Isn't that part of your 10 Commandments?
And no, I'm not explaining anything.
It's No Nuance November, so here are my hot takes with no context. However, if you want context, I'll make videos explaining because I want people to be educated. Female beauty standards are rooted in pedophilia. Charities do more harm than good. Morals should not be debated. Political debates are inherently problematic. Promoting veganism indirectly promotes racism. All activism innately carries a performative aspect to it. The way people use the word woke is incorrect. Cancel culture is vital, however it's practiced incorrectly. Straight right creators and celebrities are almost always guaranteed to disappoint you. Stop giving new ones platforms and expecting a different outcome. The way people participate in sex is toxic and overrated. If religion was practiced correctly, it would cease to exist. Domestic animals don't exist and they promote animal cruelty. People part of marginalized communities have a different aspect of intelligence that people from places of privilege don't have. If you strongly align with a political identity, you're not as educated as you think you are. And going off this, Democrats are spicy Republicans at best. I hope you enjoyed my hot takes. Now remember, I will educate anyone who's interested, however, it's no nuance.
I went over to my boyfriend's house today, and I'm on my period, but he doesn't mind. I took out my tampon and I threw it in the trash, and then we ended up getting it on in his bathroom. His stepdad was home, and his stepdad noticed that we were both in the bathroom, but he didn't say anything until I left. Hours after I had left, my boyfriend texted me saying, hey, my stepdad asked us why we were in the bathroom, so I made up an excuse. You want to know his excuse? His brilliant, thought up on the spot excuse? He told his stepdad that my tampon was stuck and I needed his help, and that's why we were in the bathroom, making gasping noises for 20 minutes. Stepdad didn't believe him, so my boyfriend let him into the bathroom and let him take a peek in the garbage bin at my disgusting tampon. Edward Cullen teabag.
It's No Nuance November. That means post your hot takes with no context and run. I could easily shave 30 minutes off of almost any movie. Roman Catholics are just goth Christians, but the iconography is so beautiful it's literally worth the religious trauma. Mint is gross, and our society is structured around pretending it isn't. Family vlogging should violate some kind of child labor laws, and I think one day it will. If the movie is good but boring or in some other way unenjoyable to watch, that means it's not good. Most people lose their virginity way too young. Gen Z, I love your moxie, I really do. You should not want, revolution to happen, though. It's not. Where do you think refugees come from? You're not gonna like it, you know? It's not. Becoming a social media celebrity before 21 will give you brain damage. Tana Mojo, brain damage. Bryce Hall, brain damage. Brain damage, brain damage, brain damage. I promise you.
So apparently it's Nuance November. Let's do this. If a couple breaks up and a girl gets a new boyfriend, everyone calls her a slut, a whore, and she moved on too fast. If the guy gets a new girlfriend, he's the man. Capricorns are stubborn and love money. There is a large margin of pornography that is actually rape and involves a minor. Kids who are making money off of YouTube should be protected because their parents are probably taking it all. I love red vines, but honestly, they kind of taste like wax. If you call yourself an influencer but don't use your platform to try to make a change in the world, you should probably stop calling yourself that.
No Nuance November with a dermatologist. Acne is an actual medical condition, and far too many of you are wasting your time listening to social media skincare experts rather than going to a professional and getting the help that you need. Fungal acne isn't a real diagnosis. It's kind of messed up that so many celebrities release skincare lines based on the credibility that they have beautiful skin without acknowledging all of the professional help that they've gotten over the years. You can't do a credible product review by just looking at the ingredient list. You actually have to use it. Too many of you are worried about fragrance in your products when you should be worried about the irritation that you're causing from all the actives you're using. If you're truly concerned with the sustainability of your products, the best thing that you can do is buy less stuff. If somebody has good cosmetic work done, you won't be able to tell. Skincare influencers should be all different ages, not just in their 20s.
No nuance November, so here are my fucking opinions. Having ugly feet is only fucking okay if you're a dancer. If you tell me you have ugly feet because you are a dancer, I respect it. If you just have ugly feet, get that shit together. And why a lot of black people are ignoring Black History Month, because it's like, it's just a month, it should be all year round, but because of our political climate and COVID, I think we should just start celebrating the fucking month to its fullest before everyone starts to try to ignore us again. If I was white, I would have had over 100,000 followers on TikTok by now. Not that it matters, but if I was, I would, because I'm already hot. A lot of the girls I know have pretty privilege. Just do not ask the boys in their town. That's also me. Do not ask the boys in my town if I'm hot, because I am, so don't ask them. Don't go to therapy until they make therapy specifically for children who have parents that come from foreign countries that expect a lot from them because they didn't have that as a kid, so they put their projections onto them. Sienna Gomez never fucking said she was fat. You're the same person that gave her all the hype and now you're getting mad that she has it. Who cares if Addison and Charlie are getting money for dancing? That's how they chose to live their lives, so find a way to live yours. Because I want to.
It is apparently Nuanced November, so I'm going to share some of my opinions, and whether they're popular or not, here they are. Being fashionable nowadays isn't about actually being fashionable, it's about being skinny, and that's obviously, wrong. It really is true that I've never seen a pretty Trump supporter. I mean, you could be the prettiest person on this planet, but the second I find out about your values, you become super, super ugly in comparison. People that hate on people for liking The Office are more annoying than people that just actually like The Office. Why do you care so much? It's just a TV show. Let them enjoy it. People that smoke puff bars or nicotine automatically become 10 times less attractive to me, genuinely. It's so gross. If you need a trigger warning for people eating in a TikTok, you should not be on the internet. Dyeing your hair a bright color does not make you quirky anymore. You're just as basic as the rest of us now.
This is the astrology edition of No Nuance November, and no, I won't be arguing with anyone in the comments. Cancers with Gemini Mercuries are the ones you need to worry about. What Libra are y'all around that isn't confrontational? All Libras are confrontational. Leos might make everything about them, but so do Aries, and it's less charming. Geminis will literally lie with a straight face if it means not admitting they're wrong. Any Capricorn placement will literally throw you under the bus if it means getting ahead. I think JoJo Siwa is the perfect example of how childish Tauruses can be. I think Abby Lee Miller is the perfect example of how petty and judgmental Virgos can be. Sammy from Jersey Shore is the perfect example of an underdeveloped Pisces. If you don't become friends with someone simply because of their sun sign, I'm sorry, you're a little bitch. Aquariuses are the perfect example of I'm just different. Scorpio might be the first water sign to blow up, but they're not the most deadly.
It's no Nuanced November, but I only have one hot take, and here it is. Our school system is so messed up that our entire generation thinks that hibernating is going to bed for the entirety of winter. Going to sleep, that's not what happens. Their metabolism drops. They're not sleeping the entire winter. That's a huge flaw that apparently everyone has missed. So, had to put that out there.
It's no Nuanced November, here are my takes. You can never equate being called skinny to being called fat. If you have ever made someone feel bad for not being vegan or vegetarian, you're a piece of shit. Every single person on this app that I have seen describe someone's style as Y2K does not know what Y2K means. Emojis should never be used in your dating profile. Ever. Ever. That's it. Unless you know the person, never comment on someone's body. Ever. Not on this app, not in real life. Never. Living zero waste is not a thing. Stop making people feel like shit for not being able to afford living zero waste. And on that note, stop making people feel like shit for buying fast fashion. That might be the only opportunity they have to have a few cute clothes, and being able to afford to shop slow fashion is a privilege. Finally, I see a lot of people equating being LGBT to being a person of color. Those aren't the same thing. You're a racist and you're gay. They don't cancel out.